That was Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. But we have so many important things to be doing right now, and I'm so excited. So tomorrow, February 2nd, is Groundhog Day. And I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite holidays. Joined with us today, we have the president of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club, closely associated with the Seer of Seers, Tom Dunkel. Thank you for joining us this morning.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
I don't think you understand how excited I've been. I've been telling everybody. I'm so excited.
I do, believe it or not, because the power of Phil is pretty amazing. It's we have a lot of fun with them, that's for sure.
Phil, what a great guy.
Yep.
So we're going to start easy with this interview.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, because some people don't, what is Groundhog Day?
Well, Groundhog Day started in Europe, in Germany, hundreds of years ago, and it was called Candlemas Day, where they would take a woodchuck and see if he saw his shadow on February 2nd, there would be 6 more weeks of winter. And then when the settlers came to America, they brought the tradition with them. And it started in Punxsutawney 137 years ago. And we've been carrying on the tradition ever since. And it continues to grow, and it's basically all about fun is what it's really about. It's not too much serious happens on Groundhog Day.
That's so great.
Yeah, and at least for me, I'm not from this area. I'm not from the United States. I'm from Puerto Rico. So I wanted to ask, Punxsutawney has had this tradition for 136 years. Yes. Why does Punxsutawney, use the groundhog instead of any other animal?
Well, when the settlers came back, we didn't have like prairie dogs or the same things that they had, and the groundhog is plentiful in Pennsylvania for sure, and they hibernate, and that met the criteria for them to follow in the tradition. And
what a great animal it is. Look how cute he is. We're looking at pictures of him right now.
He is so cute. And, he's at heart a wild animal. But through his handler, his name's AJ Daroon. He cares for Phil. And he follows AJ around like a puppy. But for the rest of us, we don't have the same smell, the same scent, and the same voice and tones. And he is not as pleasant to everybody else. He will respect you, but if you get a little close, he might take a little nip out of you.
Oh, he's a drama queen, I see.
I never heard that before. But
a diva, one might say.
Could probably go with that.
Well, when you're that famous, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, you could probably do what you want, I suppose.
Of course. So Groundhog Day is only one day and for so many hours, but I'm sure there's a lot of planning that goes into it.
A lot of preparation. There are 15 people in the inner circle. That is the group that people see in the top hats and wearing tuxedos. And that group, our responsibility is to perpetuate the legend of Punxsutawney Phil and to see that Groundhog Day is successful. And we have a picnic in the summer that is also in our bylaws that we have to do. That's where Phil drinks the elixir of life. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But this group, everybody is hard worker and understands their responsibilities, and we put together a lot of events that happen around Groundhog Day as well as Groundhog Day itself. And we've been doing it for many years, and the group is very good at it. So that's about how it all unfolds. We have an executive director. Her name's Marcy Galando. And Marcy does helps keep us all organized and moving in the right direction. So it's a great team, really.
You always need somebody to keep you organized.
Yes.
So what?
You are so right.
So what is the planning process like for the day? You know,
For the day.
yeah.
Well, would you like to hear my day?
Sure.
Okay. My first task this morning was this interview. One of many that I have done over the last few days. And at 10:30, I have to be in my full outfit and top hat and cane. I have to be at the Chamber of Commerce at 10:30 to meet and greet people and welcome them to Punxsutawney. At 12 o'clock, we have a where Phil becomes the where he gets inducted into the Meteorologist Hall of Fame. And
Wow.
that happens at 12 o'clock, and I am going to give a speech for Phil. And then that happens at the Weather Center. And then at 1 o'clock, there's Phil's Got Talent, which is where people from across the country compete in a talent show in the afternoon from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock to be on stage with Phil Groundhog morning. So there'll be about 12 different acts, singers, comedians, whatever. And it's a free show. You go sit and watch it. And whoever wins that wins $500 and is on stage with Phil on February 2nd. And then at 3:30, I have the members only reception. That's where you meet member. You have to be a member of the Groundhog Club, which is there's about 1,000 people that join our club, and you get to go to this event, and it's free. And you get to eat all you can eat and drink, and all the inner circle members will be there as well as Phil. You get your picture taken with Phil. Then at 5:30 is our banquet. It's about 400 person banquet. It's a small hometown banquet, just like you would, I don't know if you've ever gone to one even, but it's where we select the man and woman of the year. And we have Groundhog King and Queen from the schools, and just a nice dinner. And it's filled with out of town guests that want to experience that type of event. Very well received. It's a lot of fun. And then after that is the dueling pianos at 9 o'clock. I will not be attending that. I will be going to bed.
Hey, you have a big day tomorrow.
Right. I have to get up at 1 o'clock. I have to be up at Gobbler's Knob at 2:30.
Wow.
So that's when my day will start tomorrow.
Yeah,
so that's my day today.
Wow.
Well, I know I'll be driving up to Punxsutawney for that talent show, so I get to
What's your talent?
Everything. I just give me a talent, I got it.
She's a radio host, she sings, she dances, she does everything.
Perfect.
I'll figure it out. Wow, that sounds so fun.
Yeah. It is fun. That's what it's really. And the amazing thing is when you are at Groundhog Day, you are with a group of 20,000 people, and they are all so happy to be there. They can't believe they're there. It's a bucket list, and they've been trying to get there forever. And so you look to your right, you look to your left, and everybody's just like you. Can't believe they're there, and they're so excited. And there's an energy that you can feel. It is palatable in the air of excitement and camaraderie, and everybody's there for the same reason on the same team. And the fireworks go off right over your head, and then we have the proclamation, and it's moving, and it's so much fun that I would say probably 25% of the people have been there before. I bet you there is. We have people that have been there between 5 and 25 times. It's amazing. They make friends. It's just because it's so much fun.
Oh, that's amazing. And around the tri-state area, most of us are no strangers to Punxsutawney Phil and the town in general. Although New Jersey has their own groundhog, Milltown Mel, Why do
Yes.
you think? Why do you think Punxsutawney Phil is one of the most iconic groundhogs for this special day?
Well, but first off, Punxsutawney Phil, we don't recognize any other groundhogs.
Her, me
Wow.
too.
So with that said, Punxsutawney Phil was the first in the United States, and I think the catalyst was when the movie Groundhog Day was produced, and Bill Murray came to Punxsutawney and went through Groundhog Day with us. Actually, with my father. My father was president of the Groundhog Club at the time that Bill Murray was here,
Oh wow.
and so the movie was not filmed in Punxsutawney, but it was depicted from Punxsutawney and the things that we do. So I
So
think
since you're mentioning the movie, like I gotta
yeah,
think, do you think it's a good movie?
I love the movie. The thing about that movie is it is it's a heartwarming movie that has a message, and it resonates with everybody. And it's just a feel good movie. And I think that after people watch it many times, it's 30 years old. And after people watch it many times, they feel a connection to Punxsutawney and they want to be a part of it. And when they come here, they realize that you can be a part of it. It is the only national holiday with a destination. You can't go to Christmas, you can't go to Valentine's Day, but by gosh, you can go to Groundhog Day. And so that's what makes it a draw. When our tickets went on sale for our events around Groundhog Day, they sold out in about 24 hours.
Oh wow.
And they were sold to 46 different states across the United States, and 30 different countries bought tickets to come to Groundhog Day. That is the draw of Punxsutawney Phil.
That's so awesome. I know my one friend, I was telling about it last night, and he was like, we were looking at the website and we're like, everything is sold out. We can't even go.
Well, you can go. Groundhog Day is free. You can always go to Groundhog Day. It doesn't cost one penny to go to Groundhog Day. You can go right up onto the knob. We have a big amphitheater that I'm afraid you have to stand and you have to dress very warm because it's cold.
Of course.
Because it's in the middle of the night. That's why we act like it's like a Mount Everest group that's there, because they're all tough. They're all there in the middle of the night, and they're all on a bucket list. So it's just a lot of fun. So the events that we hold around Groundhog Day, they sell out quickly. But you can still come to Groundhog Day and enjoy the festivities, enjoy the people, and have fun in the morning, and then go downtown Punxsutawney, and there's happenings in our park. We have a community center. We have the Weather Discovery Center that has interactive displays. It's just a fun time. It's you can always come to Punxsutawney all year round, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I know then if it's a Mount Everest trip, then I'll just grab my backpack and my trail mix and I'll be right there,
Yes.
So I have a fun question.
Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned the elixir of life.
Uh-huh.
So what is the elixir of life, and how is Phil cared for throughout the year so he's always on the ball?
He's always on the ball. Well, for starters, we have a zoo that is down at our library. It was built when the library was built. The zoo was built at the same time, and you can view Phil from outside or from inside our public library. And it's a certified zoo. We are inspected, and we have a veterinarian come in twice a year and make sure Phil's okay and has all his things that he needs to be healthy. And we have AJ Durum, his handler, who takes care of Phil every day. Phil eats, mostly just fresh vegetables and fruits. We have a little bit of like a pellet food in there, but he doesn't eat that too much. Mostly it's just he loves broccoli and cauliflower and sweet potatoes and loves bananas, which is very strange because that's not in its natural habitat. But that's probably his favorite food. So, because he doesn't really drink much water. Most groundhogs don't drink water. They get the moisture from their food they eat. But in the summertime, we have an elixir of life. It's like Groundhog Day. We track the group wears their top hats. We trek down with Phil to the stage, but he drinks a super secret elixir that with every sip that he consumes gives him 7 more years of longevity. So it doesn't work on people. I tried it, and I'm only 18, and it wasn't successful on me. So you can't drink it, but Phil can. And that's how Phil has survived for so long, from drinking the elixir of life.
Wow.
There's
Wow.
only one, if you think about it, if someone says to you, well, how many Santa Clauses have there been? There's only one Santa Claus. Or how many Easter bunnies? There's only ever been one Easter bunny. So
True.
that's how there's only ever been one Punxsutawney Phil, just through the same magic of the elixir.
It must be time to become a groundhog so I can live forever,
Well, yeah, I'm afraid you'd be disappointed because I'm afraid Phyllis does not get to drink the elixir. And so there has been many Phyllises in Phil's life.
Oh, wow, Phil.
Yeah.
Wow, Phil has a lot of dates, I see.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
More than me. So I wanted to ask, how many times has Phil been right about the weather? Has he predicted like
100% of the time?
100%.
He has never missed the weather, not one time. That's
Wow.
what's incredible. Yeah. That's why he's being inducted into the Meteorologist Hall of Fame.
We should get him on all the news outlets.
Right. He nails it. Right.
Yeah, because sometimes you watch the weather and you're like, they're wrong.
They're wrong. Well,
we need Phil.
You
We
need Phil
on the news every day.
Exactly.
And what do you think about Phil being part of the Meteorologist Hall of Fame?
Well, we're going to give a speech about that today, and Phil's first reaction was, "It's about time."
True.
Yeah,
very true.
He's been the seer of seers, the prognosticator of all prognosticators for 137 years. So, but then he says with a little more humility that he's proud to be among those that have been selected for this prestigious award. And so he's really, the Groundhog Club and Punxsutawney Phil are pleased to be listed among those great meteorologists that are in the Hall of Fame now.
About time. Just like when Leo went and he finally got his Oscar.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's only about time.
Exactly.
So we have one more question for
Okay.
you in this interview. Although we don't know what Phil will see tomorrow, do you think he will predict an early spring or a late winter?
Well, if I were a betting man, 87% of the time, it's my shadow I see. 6 more weeks of winter there will be.
Oh, okay. All right. Not what I want to hear, but we'll take it, I guess.
Yeah. The funny thing is poor Phil gets a boo when he says that.
Oh.
from 25,000 people, they go, boo.
It's not a boo for him, it's a boo for the weather,
Right. He recognizes that. He's got a pretty tough hide.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I could go for an early spring, but
We
it
would love
did
that.
also snow last night here.
Yes,
So
me too. I prefer spring myself.
yeah, it's a good time of the year, So that is all we have for you today.
All
Thank
right,
you
super.
so
I
much.
enjoyed the conversation, and it was a great interview. So thank you.
Of course.
No, thank you. I learned a lot more about Groundhog Day now.
He's now
Well,
a Groundhog Day
I hope
professional.
your guests also learned a little bit about Groundhog Day, and
Of course.
feel free to come visit Punxsutawney on Groundhog Day or any other day of the year, because we have a welcome center up at the Knob that you can come and visit and enjoy Punxsutawney.
Well, we're gonna have to take a WMSC field trip. I just guess so, because
Yes,
we have
to.
to go
We have
see
to
it.
go there.
Well, you email me and I'll hook you up with all the right things.
Oh, that sounds
That
so
sounds
great.
beautiful. Perfect.
Thank you so much for
All right,
joining us,
thank you.
Tom.
All right. Take
And you
care.
have a great Groundhog Day.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back here on the Morning Buzz. But for now, a quick break.